Greetings everyone, this is your brother Tenisio, standing in front of Wheat Street Baptist Church, currently on the site of Truly Living Well, Center for Natural Urban Agriculture, and we are in our last day here at this monumental farm site that has now been moved. And so I just wanted to literally capture the last Friday of Truly Living Well at its old location. Of course, all is not lost, for all the materials that were out here at this farm site are now being moved to College Town, that being the Atlanta University Center, where Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, and Morris Brown and Morehouse School of Medicine reside. So, of course, if you know the history of Truly Living Well's Wheat Street location on Hilliard Street, this site was the site of an old apartment complex at one point that was then converted into a farm. That particular farmland broke ground in December 2010, and now today, on April 29th, 2016, we say our parting words to this wonderful site. A site that brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. I mean, you can see certain things that existed here that you really just don't see anywhere else, such as this mulberry tree right here, right? Where you can come and get some of the sweetest mulberries you ever taste. Looks like there's actually two of them. I mean, see, this is the beauty of urban landscape, y'all, that is not totally corrupted, is that there's so many things in there that most people just walk right by. These are awesome. Very, very sweet. You gotta get them now before the birds get to them. So, anyway, let's take a final stroll. See if we can find some familiar things out here. I see the banana trees. Let's go give our parting ashe to the banana trees. Ashe. Let's go walk over and see the remnants of ArcFab. ArcFab being the aquaponics greenhouse that was on the property of Truly Living Well. It was the brainchild of one of the young men who used to come through here and work by the name of Brother Leem. And so as you can see, ArcFab itself is being dismantled and taken to the new site. How's it going, brother? Good, man. Just capturing the last day. You willing to give about...
Tomorrow was the last day.
Well, you know, it is. But I won't be around, so I figured I'd just capture the last day. I'm gonna touch foot on the property. You able to give a quick testimony about Leem and what his vision was with ArcFab? You don't even have to be physically on camera, they can just hear your voice.
Yeah, well, I wish I knew more about what his vision was, but we just have some old notes of his to go by, and his initial proposal, which was to build an aquaponics system in conjunction with a mushroom facility, and to upcycle food waste from the city. He's interested in closing the loops to integrate the farm with the.
Oh, your drill lost some power? You say your drill lost some power?
Yeah, I think so. It's going in and out.
I think there might be another. Oh yeah, there's another battery in here.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what was that last statement you were making?
Yeah. Well, he's interested in closing the loops and integrating the farm with the urban metabolism. So we're interested in diverting organic matter from the waste stream, from the landfills, and recovering the nutrients and energy using bioconversion processes. And so one of the ideas he had in mind was to grow mushrooms on spent coffee grounds and other sources of waste in the city, and then to feed the spent substrate to worms, and feed the worms to fish, and use the fish to power an aquaponic system. And he was interested in the possibility of exchanging air between the greenhouse and the mushroom facility, so that the plants benefit from extra carbon dioxide.
Wow.
And yeah, so he's all interested in closing all these
closed loop,
these pathways, and,
right,
and making the most of every in and out of each element in the system.
Sounds awesome, man. Well, no, I appreciate you sharing that, just so that those who weren't familiar with not only his works, but also what this particular vision represents for the rest of us moving forward. We just got to keep that history documented. So I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. So you all have heard it. We're going to continue this tour of the facility. Thank you, brother. And see what else we can find, what other goodies. Here's another mulberry tree. I'm telling you, these things are all over the place at this site. This is what we call the white mulberry. So if you notice, the other ones that we saw were purple. These have a tinge of purple on them, but they're more of a lighter purple. We call them white mulberry. Just as sweet. A few weeks ago, you would have seen a big, large, white hoop house over this. You can see the posts that remain from where this big high tunnel greenhouse covered arc fab. You can see there's a lot of volunteers out here working today to help clean up the last few plants. This area right here was one of the pools in which the fish would swim, and this one is where water would collect. You see it runs the full length. Then you had a two-tiered bedding system to where there was food on this bed right here, and then food up on this bed right here, as well as one on that side and another one down there on that end. I definitely see something that I'm going to have to capture, because it's my own personal connection to this facility. Outside of just working here, there's a very special wheelbarrow company called Swift Barrows that I want to make sure you all see. I don't know if I've ever told you, my friend, that's my company. So my father and I market that wheelbarrow there. Has anybody ever taught you how it works?
I can see how it works. I see that there's a brake on the back wheel.
And ultimately, if you're ever trying to get over like large obstructions, instead of trying to turn around and pull, you can close that brake and push it over. So
I was thinking it would make sense to have it default to a open position rather than a closed position.
So the reason why we default it to closed is that if for whatever reason you were to have to let go of it, then it'll lock itself and stop. Versus if it's default to open, then it could literally just roll down the hill. We've had situations where people have, let's say, like large driveways, and if they're trying to go down their driveway, we don't want it to be default open and slips out of their hand. But everybody always modifies it, so we ain't mad at them.
Well,
I see you got your modification on there too.
You could have a little latch on it so that you can...
Either or. Yeah, there you go. I'll make sure I'll go tell the inventor the recommendation. Cool. So that was Swift Barrel, y'all, the invention of the one and only Edgar Swift. My father. Give thanks to him for sharing his vision. And give thanks for Truly Living Well for accepting the gift of some of those wheelbarrows. This pad that you see here, this is the old site of the greenhouse where we would make a lot of our seedlings at this location. So that has now been torn down and moved on to its new home. And then you also have the old field number, boy, I'm trying to remember if this was field number 7, I believe. Either way, this is one of the fields where we also had food growing. And I'd be remiss if I didn't go over to say my ashe to our brother James, my brother who was living on the property. Some would call him homeless, but he made his home here, and we actually ended up building a shed for him at one point that we did end up tearing down because unfortunately we discovered him passed away out here at one point. So we're just gonna come give our ashe to our brother James. We had built the shed right here. Ashe. Give thanks. You can see we got some wild strawberries growing out here. Just growing in the grass, y'all. Things that you never know you can take and eat. Oh yeah, pretty good. They're not the sweetest things in the world, but hey, if the sewage hit the fan and we were in a zombie apocalypse, you gotta know what you're gonna eat. And what do you know? The one and only J.O. Lubayu, former sales manager here at Truly Living Well. He took over that position after I moved on. Oh, real quick. Now this is an awesome plant right here, y'all. Lamb's quarter. It's another one that you can eat. Oh yeah, good stuff. Wild edibles, people. Oh God.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Just getting the final video, man.
Yeah.
What's good?
Life's good, man. How are you?
Cool, man. Look at you bubbling.
Well, something, man. Farmers can do it too, right?
Right on, right on. You see how they do the farm managers and the sales managers, people? They roll with A4 convertibles. And then look how I roll over here. Oh, beat up blue and green truck. You know.
Truck ain't beat up.
Hey, man.
The engine itself is worth like 3 trucks.
Yeah, man. What you got to say for a final testimony, man, about just, you know, the TLW experience?
Final testimony, TLW experience. Wheat Street Gardens.
You know, historically.
Historic Wheat Street Gardens. Beautiful, beautiful place. Many memories, impacted so many people here. Looking forward to the rebirth in a new location, a new area, do it even bigger and better. And yeah, man, it'll always be a fond memory of mine. You know, the east side, or the west side, I should say, was the first week of my urban grower training. So I literally built the west side of this garden, myself and several other my classmates. So yeah, always have a piece in my heart for sure. So, nice. Peace to Wheat Street Garden.
Indeed, Ashe. We're going to go see what Baba Rashid has to say since he just rolled up. Be safe, man. Peace. You see, when you do things in divine order, everything happens the way you need it to, right? All the key players are showing up, and there's many of them, so it's not just the ones that you see on these videos, but, you know, I think it's beautiful that we're capturing these last moments, so we got to go get something from the last two. I'm going to walk in front of him so he can't move, and he's just going to have to stop and talk to me for 1 second. And look who else is with him. I'm getting my final video.
Oh, is that right?
So the superstars are here. Y'all mind giving y'all last bit of testimony about this site as we move into the new site?
Oh, I don't like funerals.
You say you don't like what?
Funerals?
This ain't no funeral. This is in my opinion, going from high school into college.
Oh, is that what it is?
So this is a graduation.
All right.
So give us your graduation speech, sir.
We're moving Living Well 3.0.
Yeah.
We own our own land in the community. We can give us a place to build.
Mm-hmm.
The hub will run our spokes.
Mm-hmm.
This is 5.5 years that we've been here, provided opportunity to show people, here we are growing food in the shadow of the downtown skyscraper.
Mm-hmm.
On land that's very expensive. And be able to show people the possibilities that can exist in urban agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
So that the shift that has taken place in the thought processes, we have demonstrated the new paradigm. The local food economy is the way of the future. And the Wheat Street properties, the Wheat Street Gardens, gave us the opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have 3.0.
Indeed, indeed. And for those that are, looking at this place and saying, wow, never thought it could happen. I never thought I could see something like this in my community. I mean, what would you say would be one lesson that you learned and one thing that you would also say was like lessons, meaning like things that you didn't know you were going to get out of this situation and things that you say you brought to the community to help it learn from you? Yep, take your time.
That's a very pregnant question. What we learned, well, all things are possible, and I think that if you have clarity of thought and vision and willing to pay the price, make the sacrifices that are necessary to get it done, you can do anything you want. So I hope we've been able to show people that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the second one?
What you taught.
Well, yeah, doing the work, brother. That's it. You got to show up every day, regardless of what it is. It's so funny, Tenisio. When I was a young man, most of my life I've always said, if you're clear about where you're going, it doesn't make any difference what direction you head off in or what obstacles that you're going to encounter, because you have clarity about where you're trying to get to. And I think that is true. Now, from a personal point, I get the kick out of the fact that we're taking all of the dirt and all the trees. Everybody that's heard me talk over the last 10 years, it's been about compost. And here now we've picked up all the dirt from down here. All these trees that we put them over the new site. That excites me.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Carol, you got any parting words for the folks here? I know you're being put on spot, but I think it was apropos that y'all both showed up right when I had the camera rolling.
I guess I'm just grateful. Grateful for Rashid's vision. Grateful for all the people who have just put their heart, their soul, their time, their resources into Wheat Street Garden. And just hopeful that as we move to the other side, that we're going to be able to even eclipse what we've done here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important because the need is there. It's in that community. It's in our community. And we have an opportunity to make an impact in a different way. Urban ag is here to stay now, but there's still so much we need to do around food, nutrition, education, access, and really engaging people and our children in a meaningful way, that we make some lifestyle changes and lifelong changes around this opportunity with urban ag.
Nice. There it is, y'all. So give thanks. The two who really kind of keep the wheels, greased. And, all I can just say is give thanks to both of you all for providing me the opportunity to be able to grow here, learn here, contribute.
Are you going somewhere?
Hey, man, we're going to the top together, right?
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
Sounded like a little separation there.
Everybody getting a little scared that, the results of this election are going to be a detriment. But I think those of us who've been at the quote-unquote bottom long enough realize, like, you know what, we ain't got no one else to turn to but ourselves. So as long as we go there together.
So in another conversation, we can talk about this election.
Yes, sir. All right. Give thanks, y'all. Peace. The one and only the diplomatic Rashid. You gotta love it. And we're gonna close on out with capturing one of our faithful vehicles here. We used to call her Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary still runs, so she's hanging in there. You know, those Z71 Chevy. We're going to show her good side, you know, get y'all to know how we roll around here. She's the inspiration for the submarine that y'all see over there that I ended up buying after I moved on. So give thanks to Bloody Mary, give thanks to Big Bertha, the white Chevy 2500 that we have. Give thanks to Little Bit, and just give thanks to all those who contributed to this site here. Our brother Eugene Alala, Nicole, Chin, Jeolu, Andrea, man, who else? Kofi, Andrew, Evan, Amimo, Fred. I'm probably forgetting so many people. Patience, Tahita, myself, Chris, you name it, man. There's a lot of people who came through this site and left their mark. So without further ado, I'm going to say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe-O to the one and only, truly living well. As Baba said, this is not a funeral, and as I said, this is a graduation. So, since it's a graduation, I guess we will see you all over at College Town.